retired but still functioning. Yes, I'm retired for quite a number of years now, but I'm still functioning. I'm greatly impressed, maybe you could say inspired, to share with my friends some of the things I'm doing in these my senior years. I'd like to say I am aware of the fact that some people will quickly say it's because you didn't get to do them when you were young. You're trying to do them now. I have no problem with that. In truth, many of what I'm doing now, I should have done in my younger years, and I didn't get to do them for many reasons. One of the main reasons I didn't do some of these things, I spent my working life very busy building institutions, or should I say, trying to help build the kingdom, trying to help establish the kingdom, trying to help people to understand what the kingdom, that is a kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the righteous. Spend a lot of time working in that area. And now the master of the universe has given me health, strength, and a sound mind, and I continue to do some of the things I was doing then and to build on those things. So I have no problem with doing some things that I didn't do earlier. And on top of all of that, I enjoy doing what I'm doing. Some people say just relax and take it easy. You're now retired. If you care to do that, I have no problem with you doing that. But I enjoy what I'm doing. And as long as He gives me strength, as long as He gives me health, as long as He keeps my mind ticking over, I will devote my life in submission to do things to help others, to help others. I notice that there are a lot of people around. They need help. Some do not even know that they need the quality help that they need. Some are aware of the fact that they need such help, but they're asking, where do I get such help? Well, I set out to help people, and many are being blessed as I work with them and continue to work with them. You're free. If you want to join in and let us be blessed together, up to you. It's not a careless, it's up to you, but it is a wise, it is up to you. For I discover that when somebody discover themselves and know their need and seek the help, they are better able to advance in life. But when you impose what you have upon them and let them know that they ought to, quite often they just step past and leave it all. So I'm greatly impressed to share with my friends the different medias some of the things I'm doing these days. Number one, I'm trying to build YouTube channels to help as many as I can. And I'm experiencing great success in that area. Let me tell you some of the channels I'm building. I know it is not the wise thing to be building three, four channels at the same time. So I'm doing it step by step, stage by stage, having a look in here and a look in there. Number one channel, I work with a stewardship channel, I would call it. It is called Universal Stewardship Concern. That I'm helping, trying to help people to discover themselves within the vast universe, to help them experience mental, physical, social, spiritual, and material development. As I've mentioned over and over again, I see people who could be landlords and they're poor tenants. I see people who could be going around handing out and giving out, begging. I have even seen people who could be owners of this, owners of that, stealing. I have seen people who could be living a real good life and they're in mean situation, prostituting themselves. I've seen people um, in a poor state who could be in a better state. And so I set to do this universal um, stewardship concern to help as many as would want that help and experience that help. Just last week, a young man was by me and he showed me the building he's putting up. We're not worshiping the building, we're not revering the building, but it's a delight to see someone building a nice home, to experience a certain good quality of life. And when he told me that the foundation of that was from my stewardship class, I was delighted. And I have many along the way, many along the way, who they will meet me and they will say, Doc, you taught me stewardship. I'm happy for that. And so I'm building that channel, Universal Stewardship Concern. At the moment, we're over 1,000 subscribers, and maybe you would like to subscribe to that channel too. You will find it a great blessing, and I am finding it a great blessing and learning a lot as I go along the way. Universal Stewardship Concern. Then I'm working on um, another channel. Um, it is not very active yet, and that is B, Biblical Exploration. I discover that so many people are confused about Bible issues. In simple things, they are confused. Why? Because there are a lot of people out there confusing them. I've found a lot of people using the heaven and hell to keep some people in bondage, weakening them. And I'm saying to them, you can explore scripture for yourself and be blessed. Some begin to blame institution, blame others. Some are even blaming their parents. As you can do it for yourself, you can explore and find the worth of biblical pronouncement. So I work on that channel and be as soon as my universal stewardship concern is reasonably established, then I'll give it some more life. Then I work on one, moral exploration. Much of what is going on in the world, we can readily say, if people had developed, given thought to true morality, much of these sufferings would have been avoided. Moral issues, they're all through, from those in poverty right up to the richest of the rich. Moral attitude determines to a large extent how we live out our present existence. Sometimes we allow people to dictate our moral existence, and we find that we are the ones who are suffering. Much of the sufferings around could be avoided, could be helped, could be healed, could be dismissed. But the moral issue, that moral issue, I find when I was in very active teaching work, my ethics class, I met a young lady the other day, and she told me, she said, that was the most enjoyable course in my college existence, your ethics class. And I'm glad for that. I didn't ask for the applause. I didn't ask to be praised, but she said, because she gained benefit from my ethics class. And I discovered that those who continue to proclaim ethical messages, those they work with, are greatly blessed. So we're getting along with that. Then I do believe that in nature there's something for us to learn. And so my gardening, hear from nature and be blessed, that I've just started to activate and to put in some life, because I do believe if we draw from the natural world, if we learn the lessons the natural world is trying to impart to us, and as the wise man say, go and observe what the ants are doing. Go and observe what the other insects are doing. Watch the plants. Listen to the messages they're sending out. So I work that into my gardening, my little patch that I'm blessed with, and gain great advantage, gain get a great amount of blessings from working with nature. So I'm building those channels, and others are being blessed. And I hope you will be blessed too as you seek to subscribe to these channels. So that's number one thing I'm doing. I am doing something quietly. I don't noise this abroad. Number one was building YouTube um, channels. Number two, estate planning. I'm helping some people. I do this quietly and neatly and nicely. I'm helping some people to discover themselves and to build their estate. Some people say they soon be in the kingdom and they don't need to build estate here and they don't need to be thinking about estate. But I have no quarrel with you. I have seen enough to say it is worthwhile to encourage people to pay attention to the estate they have, or to build, start from scratch and build their estate, and even begin to think of leaving an inheritance for those who will come after you. And yes, you can tell me about the soon coming of Jesus Christ. Many of you don't believe it as much as I do, but he didn't tell me that it is tomorrow, next year, or the year to come. There's a royal statement that floats around where people attribute it to the master of the universe. Occupy till I come. So I'm helping people. I've just had a few satisfied customers. Help them to sort out their wills, the power of attorney. Help them to sort out what they have and to line it up in a nice, neat way. If you continue for some years, it will be of great use to you. If you depart from this life, then it will go to the right individuals and so on. So I'm doing my estate planning. I have one or two individuals who want to sort out uh, their land division, land sale. I work with them on that. Yes, the estate planning is very, very important for many of us. If our ancestors had organized that which they had, look at what they did not have, and pass on those messages to us, our lives would have been different. And I am of the opinion that my grandchildren, my child, and my grandchildren should not have all the harsh, hard experiences that I have had. I'm not saying that they're not going to stumble and fall and get up and learn to do it for themselves, because that is what I'm helping to teach them to, and that is what I'm helping others to experience. Build an estate. When we talk about building the estate, we're talking about a holistic message, a estate covering your material, your intellectual, your social, your spiritual, and your physical. It is of great importance. You know, I'm a little appalled to see people in their 90s, people retired, and they haven't done a will. Yes, I've seen it in days when I served as just services director for my conferences in the United Kingdom. I'm seeing it now. No planning. And so the lack of planning cause some to be living very stressful life. I have seen it over and over again. When you sit and you plan your estate, you look at what there is, what there is not, it removes nearly 100% of the stress that you are carrying. And so I spend my time helping people to plan their estate. If you want that help, I'm right here, and you know how to contact me. Yes, number three, I still get around when I'm invited to preach. That is, I get in the churches and I spend a day with them, opening up Bible facts to them so that they can see and understand what is there, what they can work with. You know, the theological blockage has caused many of us to stumble and fall. So I try to remove the theological blockages and help people to experience freedom. Yes. And I also teach teaching. A little while from this, getting in May and June, I will be in the classroom once more to work with some students. I enjoy teaching, and so I still continue to teach. Then you could say this other one is very much the same thing I've been saying, but counseling. Counseling. I discover that the people who need counseling more than anyone else, they are the people neglecting counseling. I find in some areas, some people are saying, now, I'm not going to be telling people my business, and they have a lot of ideas as to why they do not need counseling. I have seen so many people who have changed their existence. I counseled with a couple in London some years ago. They were at daggers end with each other. They were fighting. They decided that they were going to split up. They were going to part company. What they were going to do without one another. But praise be to the Master of the universe. I carried out a series of counsel with them. And as far as I know, they are still together, now enjoying the bliss of good existence. If only some people would sit with the right counselor, and I try to be one of the right counselors. I try not to be harping on your money, not to be taking your funds. I'm not saying it is all for free, because I believe that part of the moral development is that you pay your way. But my desire is to help you. And so I counsel with you, marriage counseling, counseling out of depression, material, financial counseling, and various other counseling, how to get along with your children. All of these are necessary, and I draw on my pastoral experience. I've been in the pastoral ministry for a number of years. I rejoice to look back and see some of those I've helped, and I still want to help some others, and so I counsel actively. Then I am developing something that is not quite what I used to do. In my early experiences, I could cook to save my life. I did that over and over again. It was on my own. But cooking was not something I really enjoyed. But I tell you something, in these senior years, I am developing my cooking skill. I'm enjoying my cooking skills. Somebody said, maybe because you do it, you enjoy it. Yes, that is true. When I put my things together and I sit down, I enjoy it really. And I try to follow nutritious patterns. I, I listened to somebody the other day, and the person said, your food should be your medicine, and your medicine, your food. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I discovered that one of the ways to make that true is to do it myself. Do it myself. Do it myself. So I'm enjoying my cooking. Then there is this one. I do not pose as a healer. I do not pose as a doctor. I do not pose as anything great in the healing business. But I do believe that much attention can be paid to the healing ministry. There are about 4 ways to experience healing. Let me start. Number 1, you can follow the traditional, go down to the doctor, good morning, how are you, the trumpet and you, and the sounding and the pumping and the everything like that. Yes, healing can come that way. Many of the doctors have done very, very well. But in some areas, like when I'm in Jamaica, I find that to get that sort of healing, it is very, very expensive. And from what I gather, those who are from the American side, they have assured me that to get quality medical help in that traditional way is very, very expensive. Well, there are sure there be some people insurances, etc., etc. But that's one way. I do believe that there is still a place for divine healing. That is what I try to encourage and to help guide some people to seek divine help. I am not convinced that it's only during the days when Jesus passed the street of Nazareth, Bethlehem, Capernaum, that people's eyes could be open from natural application. I'm combining some of that with my gardening skill, my herbal skill. When I was a little boy, I've seen miracles wrought through herbal healing. That was what we had to depend on, and prayerful healing. So, number one, traditional way. Number two, um, depending on miracles. Number three, seeking herbal skills. The eating and drinking is of great importance. As one great writer suggests, many of us were digging our graves with our knife and fork and punching it off with our teeth and our stomach. Mhm. Many, many individuals. I know someone right now, about 10 years ago, it was told to him that there were cancer cells in his prostate. Which, look, I'm not telling anybody to go and do this or do that. I'm telling you experiences. I'm telling you what I am exploring and so on. This young man, they told him there was cancer cells in his prostate, and he was given the various choices. You can take out that prostate, take it out. I'm not saying it's wrong to take it out. You can do chemo, you can do radiotherapy, or you can go on. The young man choose to seek divine help, seek to correct his diet, and he's still going strong, with an observation that there were others who went to the chemo and they're no longer around, the radiotherapy, and they're no longer around. Some have had the prostate removed and they're no longer around. I'm exploring the healing factors. I'm working with individuals to help them to explore the healing factors. For I do believe, as one person who was up in the medical world, he said the body, if allowed, if placed in the right atmosphere, the body is able to heal itself. And I'm quietly working on that. I do not go around and make some noise and say, well, this is what you ought to do, and parade myself as healer, health reform specialist. No, but I quietly work with those who want me to work with them. So I'm trying to tell you some of the things I'm doing, some of the things I'm enjoying, some of the things that bringing blessings to me and bringing blessings to others. Last but not least, a colleague of mine one of the oldesters. We're no longer in active service. Uh, we are doing what we are doing. So I'm telling you some of the things I'm doing. We have started a sort of ministry of visitation. And I find that those we visit, those we work with, they are greatly blessed. Just about everyone, they want us to come back and to come and come again, to visit with others, pastoral visit, to strengthen them, to do some of the things I tell you that I'm doing there with them, to help them understand that their senior years of experience is not to be bondage. It's not to be in isolation, not to be in depression. These can be golden years where you draw. Let me tell you something. You have some people who are losing their mental alertness because such mental alertness is laid down and not being utilized, not being engaged. And so you're locked away, and they tell you that because, let me tell you one of them. Sometimes I drive out. When I drive out, you have youngsters. I have nothing to do with them. I haven't bad driven them and I've done nothing to them. But they look across and they say, "Old man, it's time you stop drive on the road." And a lot of people have been convinced that they are now old and they shouldn't drive their cars on the road. They drive more carefully than many of those young upstart who have to get there before they set out. They drive without creating accidents. They drive without interfering with other people. They drive obeying all the stop signs, all the change of lights pronouncement. They drive carefully and they get to their point and they get back. And some people can't stand to see you on the road. And so some people listen to them, isolate themselves, get others to do the driving, and when they can't get anybody, they just stay shut in. And thus it affecting them mentally. Various other things that they could be doing, but because there is no engagement, they experience that mental deterioration, and some begin to go out of that attachment to the universe and to the master of the universe. So, these are some of the things I'm doing in these my golden years, these my senior years. I'm enjoying them. I hope you can enjoy them with me. And as I would say, be wise and prosper today. Do not allow people to come across and tell you that you're not to talk prosperity. You're not to talk wealth. One young lady sat with Ulster and let the Ulster know, well, you have lived your life. You can give away what you have. Yes, we believe in charitable existence. We believe in giving. But you don't come and tell me what I'm to give away and what I'm to keep. Go and make your own. And I'm helping others to do just that. Don't envy what I have. I won't envy what you have. I don't envy. envy your young, agile steps. No, my little grandson, who is coming up to be 5, when we get out from the gate to get in, he would run, and he's getting there faster than I'm getting there. I encourage him. This is his young, neat days. Grandpa can't run as fast as you do, but I'd like to see you continue running and enjoying the strength of your legs. Met a young man the other day, and he turned and he looked at me and he said, I'd like to age as gracefully as you do. I looked at him and I said, young man, if that's your prayer, it's wrong. Pray to be better than I am. If you are just as I am or less than I am, I have failed. You see, some people say because there's some prophecy there must be decline. We can't think of ascendancy. We can't think of development. We can't think of betterment. I have nothing to back that. And so I do not preach that. I do not teach that. Aim to grow and be better than your teacher. Many of my students took that counsel. They're better at their language acquisition. They're better at their theological grasp. And I am happy for that. So that's what I have been doing. That's what I am doing. And if strength, mental, and what you continue, I'll be doing for some times. Thank you for sharing with me. Go thou and do likewise. One way you can do much of this is to subscribe to the channels I have mentioned. Be blessed today.